Hey guys, hey. I'm gonna wait for a few people to come on in and then we will get started. So I'm just going to mute myself while I wait for some people to drop on in. Hey Lily girl. Well, it's morning here. Good morning, good afternoon. I'm pretty good. How's it going, Lily? Thanks for dropping in. Is that my girl Keish? There she goes. I was thinking about you the other day, Keisha. Hey girl. I miss seeing you around. Hey Candy. Is that Lady Leo? There she goes. Hey Lady Leo. Hey everybody. Welcome to the chat. Welcome, welcome. Give me a few minutes. And I will just trying to get everything situated here. Good morning, everybody. Can y'all hear me okay? You know I always gotta check because this app really be acting funny. Let me know if y'all can hear me okay. I'm so glad my girls Keisha and Lady Leo in the building. Kenzie and Lee. Yep. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. You can hear me perfect. Awesome. Thanks, Lily. Now, let me see something real quick. Are y'all still? Because I don't see it on here. This is my first time using this, so. All right, give me a minute, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna put myself on mute for 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I am back. How is everybody doing today? What is it? Is it Monday? Happy Monday. I told her these YouTubers ain't never. She under review before we get started. Lady Leo, don't you start your nonsense. Okay, I'm about to time you out. You're about to get put in the corner, okay? Because I'm not here for your nonsense today, Lady Leo. I'm not here for it. You about to be put in the corner, okay? The corner. Always got something to say. You already know how it goes. Oh Lord. I'm here to go ahead and they didn't pull me out of retirement. They didn't pull me out of retirement, y'all, because I didn't retired. These ladies, it's been a minute since I have come on here talking about them in any capacity, but the recent shenanigans then pulled me right on up out of retirement. I said, let me go ahead and just, I know there's a bunch of videos of people talking about their shenanigans, Liv and what's her face, Liv and Jazz. But I'm gonna put my 2 cents in here too, because y'all know I be having opinions. I probably need to be in the corner. So yes, Lady Leo. Yeah. Keep with your nonsense. You will be directly in that corner. Okay, facing the wall. I'm not with you today. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna come on here, and this they gonna pull me out of retirement for 2 seconds, just 2 seconds, and I'm gonna probably retire them right back because I just can't with them. But this situation, they're both ain't they though, Candy? Ain't they? And it's like I don't. I call fake phony because it's just like, come on, come on. Give it to us, sis. Rip these ladies from Phil. Lily, like, I had to come out. I had to come on up out of retirement for it. Like, if for nothing else, yeah, they gonna have to, I can't hear. Uh-oh. Y'all can't hear me? Keisha says she can't hear anything. Can y'all hear me? Because I'm not gonna go all the way in and y'all not even hearing me. Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. Can y'all hear me, Keisha? Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? I can hear. Okay. Keish, I'm not sure why you can't hear me. Maybe go out. Well, she can't hear me. Somebody put a comment telling her to go out and come back in if she can't hear me. I wonder why she can't hear me. I can't hear anything. Is it just me? Lady Leo, tell her to go out and come back in. You'll tell her. Okay, thank you, Lady Leo. Keisha exit and come back. Yeah, maybe that's. I see a couple people have exited, so I don't know if a few people are having a problem, but y'all let me know if at some point something starts acting funky. Okay, more people have left. Yeah, a lot of people are leaving. I wonder if half of y'all are having technical difficulties, but as long as some of y'all can hear me, it must be their end. But hopefully they come back in. Thank you, Lily. Thank you. Keisha, if you can hear me, Keisha, go out and come back in. It's just you. Yeah. But anyway, as far as this nonsense with Jazz and Olivia, I've been sitting back, just watching and listening to what people have to say and watching the shenanigans. And like, no, I think it's fake. But it's like there's only a small part of me that's kind of like, well, maybe it's not, and I'll get to why. But I feel like it's fake, and because we already know how. Okay, I'm back in. I can hear you now. Okay, Keish. Had me worried, like, let me find out. I ain't been 10 minutes in. We already know that Olivia and Jasmine are the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the mommy sector, right? Like, people just aren't, yes, people talk about them. The reactors do talk about them regularly, but as far as like them being a trending topic, no. Nobody's checking for them like that. No one is checking for them in that way. Hold on, y'all. I need to go home. Todd from Hawaii for your birthday. Hawaii? We're not going to Hawaii. Okay, sorry guys. Nobody's checking for them. And We know that this is how they make their money. So of course, the more buzz around their name, the more views that they're gonna get, blah blah blah, right? So I'm like, that's probably what's going on here. And nobody, not even the bum in front of HEB. That's why I ain't been live. They're getting boring. They've been boring, Candy. Like, that's why I pretty much just kind of left it alone as far as like the mama sector. Like, at one point, I enjoyed coming on here, giving my commentary just in general to like, just talk amongst people who see the same nonsense going on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I can't be the only one seeing this. So I did like coming on here, but it didn't take me long to be like, you know what, I'm over it, because like they're just too trifling for me. It really did get to a point where it was just too much. It was too much, and I was just over it, right? So, but this situation has me just like, nah, because first of all, like, all right, Jazz, come on now. Like, if for some reason it is real, which I doubt, but let's go ahead and play along, right? Jasmine, now you know darn well Olivia is friends to no one. If she can sit there and give up her own children, what makes you think you are going to be important? What makes you think she's going to be good to you? She wasn't even good to her own kids. Like, come on now. That just doesn't even make any sense for you to think that you're special. For you to think that you really have a friend in Olivia. Olivia? Of all people, you thought you had a true friend in her and sat there and told her all of your business? Wow. Like, I know Jazz is, on the slower end of things, but come on, y'all. Like, that just doesn't, like, come on. And then the fact that this already happens to Jazz, kind of, when her and Chrissy's friendship fell apart. And all Chrissy said was, I don't like her man. She didn't spill much of her tea other than what? The tripod thing? Like, come on. That was it. The fact that she thought, right. Lily, I'm just like, no, there's no way that she thought Liv of all people was a good friend, a good option as someone to even have in her life. Why did she trust Liv with any of her business, let alone business, personal business on that level of abuse and this, that, and the third, especially when it's already been speculated on the YouTube streets anyway that Chris was or has been abusing Jasmine and possibly those children, right? Because King Mike been saying that. He has been saying, there's some abuse going on in that household, and people would attack him for it, and all of that. But he been pointed that out. And you know what I'm saying? Now everyone's like, oh, we knew it. No, y'all didn't know nothing, because a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people was coming at that man's neck when he was pointing the stuff out, right? So I'm just looking sideways, like, I just don't understand how she even at any point thought, I get she's desperate. I get it. For whatever reason, Jasmine just she does not put any focus on her real life. It's all about this internet stuff. Exactly, Kenzie. I wouldn't have told that girl nothing. I don't tell people personal stuff about me now. And you could be my bestest friend. And I don't just tell every old thing. I keep stuff to myself unless I feel it's necessary to. And that's nothing like personal. It's just I don't feel comfortable telling all of my business. I don't play, especially when it comes to my relationships and my man and what's going on. Like, no, what happens between us for the most part is between us. Now, if I need to vent or whatever, I will to a certain extent, but do I just like pour out my entire heart and sit here and tell the highest of the highest and the lowest of the lows? No, I'm not a tell-all type person, period. That's just not my zhuzh. It's not my personality. It's not my thing. I will talk about certain things, but for the most part, I keep stuff close to the chest because I'm not comfortable. spilling my guts. But I'm definitely not going to if I've seen a pattern of someone who just moves funny, shady, untrustworthy, and all of those things fit Olivia. So I don't understand why Jasmine even went there. And like I said, she already went through drama with Chrissy when Chrissy, let it be known to at least YouTube that a part of the reason that their friendship broke down was because of she didn't like Chris. And that's all Chrissy said. And you would have thought, and about the whole tripod thing, and Jazz didn't like that. So you would have thought from that little teeny tiny bit of whatever, she'd have just been, I'm going to keep my business to myself. Nope. Her dumb behind. Anyway, because I'm not trying to, okay, anyway. Liv was plotting on Jazz, it feels like, secretly recording and stuff. That's fake. Yeah. Y'all cancers don't talk to nobody. Lady Leo, period. We really don't. I know I don't. I mean, I will and I have. And I mean, I have to trust, my guard has to be completely down. And I have had moments where I will confide, but it don't happen often. And it's only but so much, right? I'm not comfortable. I'm more comfortable, keeping my feelings and thoughts to myself and working them out within myself. I don't need to go to somebody else to work out my thoughts and my feelings. I do best keeping it within myself and counseling my own self through stuff. Like, I trust me. I mean, I trust others, but who can you trust more than yourself? You know what I mean? So it's just like, I feel like Jasmine finds herself, like, she runs into these issues. She runs into problems. Like, there's a problem, let me go run towards it. It just makes no sense. You're right about that, literally. Now us Leos, on the other hand, need to match. Yeah, y'all Leos are, whoa, yup. Y'all will pour out your heart. And it's no problem as long as you trust the person. Like, you have to trust people. And for no reason should that girl, nothing about Olivia says, hey, I'm trustworthy. Nothing. So I don't feel bad for Jasmine, period. I don't feel bad for her. I just think she's silly. And she did this to herself, like, period. Girl, we've been needing to let you. You definitely have to at least trust the person you're venting to. Right. Especially if you're going to vent about such personal stuff. Now, if you're venting about just, girl, this girl got on my nerves today, or girl, my mama didn't call me 15 times and I'm annoyed, or girl, my husband just keep talking, like certain stuff, whatever. But come on, you over here venting to Olivia about him spitting in your face, and you're talking to him about, this, that, and the third, and how he's doing this and doing. No. That's something that you need to have someone really trust, like, because there are some people that really, they just need to talk. They need to. And she's one of them. Hi, ladies. I will not let anyone call me slow, scared or not. Exactly, Kalina, period. Like, you're not going to play me like I'm dumb. And I don't feel like, y'all so funny, Lily. I don't feel like Jazz would allow her, she would knowingly agree to a skit or, doing this for clicks and views if it painted Chris in a bad light. Because you know how she is about trying to uplift Chris and paint him in this image of this great father, great boyfriend, great provider. Like, she goes out of her way to, make it seem like he's this wonderful catch. So I'm kind of like, that's the only reason why a teeny tiny part of me feels like, well, maybe it's not fake. Because I don't see her agreeing to Liv to be like, yeah, let's go ahead and expose all this stuff that's going to make my man look like the trash that he is for clicks and views. That's where I'm kind of like, I don't know. I think Liv really may have plotted in her own mind, because that's like, what else does Liv have that's going to cause such a stir? Nobody cares about what she's doing at all. at all. So there's nothing that she personally could do to cause all of this trauma around her name. But she knows that everybody, wants to know the true tea about what's going on in Jasmine's household. And she just happens to know. So I really do think she caused, she created all this drama, because it's like, what did Jasmine say to deserve Liv to be on all this energy that she's on? I missed it. What did Jasmine even say? Oh, it's because you're mad that she didn't verbally attack everyone in the chat about some of the stuff they were saying about you. What makes you think she saw all those comments? So I don't think Jasmine was in on the plot. I think, if anything, Olivia went about this solo. But yeah, I think at the very least, she planned this for clicks and views. Oh, she swears her man was cut from the... Lily, don't she? Chris is not the cloth of Jesus, Lily. I can't. You know what? You may be in the corner next, because she said the cloth of Jesus. I'm done. I'm done. So done. Very petty, Candy. She's very petty. And I don't put it past her to have planned this whole thing out. For her. I don't think Jasmine was in on it. Or if she was in on it, I don't think she knew it was going to go this low. I don't think she knew that Olivia was going to, expose everything. But the fact that Jazz did say how Liv hit her up at one point, talking about, oh, let's have a fake beef for views, that also has me like, But I don't think Jazz agreed to it. She would not allow all of this negative exposure around her angel, Chris. She would not. And it's like, Olivia, you're trash. You're trash for planning and drumming this whole thing up. Come on in the corner with me so I can have somebody to play with. Yes, y'all go on both. Go ahead on. I can't with y'all. There goes my girl Southside. Hey, I haven't seen you in a minute. How's it going? How is it going, Black Butterfly? Welcome to the chat. They didn't pull me up out of retirement, Southside. They didn't pull me up out of retirement. I said this is nonsense. I got to give y'all know I got some opinions. Yeah. So here I am with my opinions on the shenanigans and the nonsense. I had retired the whole mommy sector, and here the heck I am. I was like, no, they're playing in all of our faces. They are playing or at least Olivia, because you know what? I really Jazz is slow enough to really get herself caught up in this. So I'm going to say Olivia is playing in all of our faces. Nothing warranted all this smoke that she's putting out. Period. Nothing. Yes, got a whole lot. Ain't they crazy? They really are. But I was like, Olivia is definitely doing this on purpose. She's trying to, drum up some attention, and it's working. It has worked. So kudos to her, I guess, because she's getting the attention that she wants. But everybody's at the same time, it's like, okay, girl, you over here exposing stuff that we already knew. Who did not, this has been speculated about. Half of this stuff has already, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's surprised by any of this, any of it. So, now it seems like everybody's just waiting for this whole alleged recording that she has on Jazz. And it's like, for what reason were you, if the whole recording thing is true, for what reason are you recording conversations with Jasmine? So you literally went into this fake friendship. You plotted on her. You went into it knowing that one day you were going to do this. And it's just like, whatever. Jasmine buying subscribers like mad. Yeah, I bet. Liv is doing too much. She's forcing it now. Yeah, she's overdoing it. She is definitely, I agree with 100%. Liv is the one pushing the beat. Yeah. She really is. Because, again, what did Jasmine say to trigger all this? All you hear and Liv say is, oh, don't say nothing about you better. You better not type energy. What did she even say to begin with? Ma'am. And it's like, you know what? if Jasmine does know some stuff about Olivia that has Liv over there threatening her so much, I'm gonna need Jasmine to go ahead and man up, Jasmine, and you gonna have to expose her and expose yourself as well, because if there's more stuff she has, don't let her hold that over your head. Don't let her have the upper hand. Okay, I'm gonna need you to come out and say, you know what, it's time to tell the truth. You go ahead and drop your own tea, as they say. Expose your own self and expose her and tell her to go screw herself, period. Because she got you running scared. She got you over here ducking, dodging, and hiding. She got you in witness protection, like all of this, and it just doesn't even make any sense. It just doesn't. I would have told it already. Exactly, Candy. Like, period. A long time ago, she wouldn't have been able to play these games with me. She would not have been able to play these games with me. And Jasmine, you like, we get that you're, a little delayed or whatnot, but I'm gonna need you to just man up and put it out there. Put out whatever she may have over you, so then that takes the control or the power from her. And you expose her and you go ahead and flip this around, because it really is, it's giving pathetic. It's giving pitiful. Liv is triggered. She's scared that the truth is going to come out. Liv got a bunch of skeletons in the closet she running from. Right. She definitely does. And if Jasmine knows whatever those skeletons might be, since Liv is out here clearing out Jasmine's closet, I'm gonna need Jasmine to return the favor. I'm gonna need her to go ahead and clear out Liv's, if that's the case. Like, no, don't let this girl punk you like this. I don't like neither one of you. I don't like neither one of you. Still don't and never will. But sitting here watching you get punked like this, granted, you deserve every bit of it. The way that you do your kids, you deserve it all. But she deserves the same smoke back. So I'm gonna need you to hand out some karma too. All right, y'all both equally deserve all this smoke, karma, embarrassment, so on and so forth. You don't need to be the only ones getting all of that. Spread that out evenly and equally. Go on and let her have some of that as well. And then for Liv to sit there and say, oh, I know that y'all think, or maybe she was saying she knows that Jasmine thinks that Liv's life is in shambles right now, but it's not. She's happy and this, that, and the third. And I'm listening to that like, that's so sad, because I truly believe that she is happy. Olivia is very happy with how her life is right now. Exactly. Do not let her bully you. Like, come on, Jasmine, man up. Get it together, girl. Get it together. We gonna need you to swing back. Okay, swing back, please, because it's just giving pitiful. But what was I saying? Yeah, Olivia is happy. She's very happy with the way her life is right now. She's happy she doesn't have her children full time. She's happy that responsibility is off of her. She would much rather be in the part-time position. I see you guys here and there. I talk to you on the phone, get weekends, maybe, a holiday here and there. Like, she likes the dynamic that it is now. So I really do think she is happy. She wasn't happy when she had all the responsibility on her, because she's said it. She would sit there and vent and complain about how it's not fair that it's all on her, and now it's all on Gerard and Nisha. But the thing is, they're equipped for the job. They're doing a wonderful job. Big for nothing, these chicks are. I would have done, girl. Big, you got them lying back arms, and you mean to tell me you can't swing, girl? If you don't get to swinging them arms and stop acting like you do not have any strength, if you do not stop sitting here acting like you are this, victim, this weak, yeah, sure, she came on here calling herself, cussing Olivia out, but girl, you're saying a whole bunch of nothing. You're saying a whole lot of nothing. Exactly, Candy. She can't keep a stable place. I don't even know. I really don't think that she has that baby. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't think that baby is hers. I do think that she had that child. I don't think it's her mother's baby. I don't think it's her sister's baby. I do think the dummy found herself knocked up by Zolo and literally had that child. But ever since having that, because to me, I think that was a content baby. That child, that pregnancy was meant to be content. Yeah. Yeah. That baby and that whole pregnancy was meant to be for content. She was gearing up for, because if you remember, before all the stuff came out about Zolo, she was starting to throw hints about being pregnant. Oh, I don't feel good. And, she was leading into it. And then the bomb dropped with Zolo and all that stuff. So then she had to abort mission. And that's when everything changed. That's when everything changed. Then it's, then she's hiding it. Then she wasn't talking about it. But had that situation not happened, oh, that was going to be nothing but my pregnancy journey content, ultrasounds, my birthing vlog. Like, it was going to be nothing but content. And it only switched when everything came out about Zolo. So I think she's just not interested. Like, I'm not going to say she don't care about her baby or whatever. I think a part of her does care about her children as much as she's able to care about them daggone children, which is not on the level that, your average mother does, which is why she was so able and easily able to let her other 3 go with their father, because she knows they're in better hands with him. Whether she's ever willing to admit that or not, she knows those kids are in great hands, surrounded by so much family and so much love and so much stability and so on and so. She knows those kids are in way better hands and a way better environment with their father than they've ever been with her. Mothering is not for everybody. It's not. It's not. And I don't think it's for her. I feel as though she's one of those people that, when she has a man, she just feels as though, I got to give him a baby so we can have this whole family image, right? Not that she necessarily wants a bunch of kids. No, I think she wants to not have that responsibility, which is why she's perfectly fine with not having them kids. I feel as though her mother is the one that's mainly responsible for her baby, which is why Liv is able to come here, go do what she wants. She's moving, living life like she's single. And that's how she likes it. I don't think she cares one way or the other. So when she says she's happy in life right now, I believe that she is happier with the way her life is, even though like she lost everything. But it's kind of like, I didn't want half of it anyway, especially if I don't have the man attached to it. I don't care. It's how I feel. Liv would be dumb if she ever tried to take those kids from Gerard, right? She knows she could never give those. Exactly, Lily. 100% facts. Yeah, she absolutely has no problem with the person that she is. She's enjoying her life. I feel as though she thinks she's making up for lost time because of, even though, if you think about her actions, even during her relationship and stuff when she was with Gerard, how, she was cheating and she just couldn't settle herself. She could not fully settle herself because on the inside, there's this hot girl wanting to come out. She's just itching to live that life of excitement and, that fast life. And kids and a husband, that tends to, slow you down. And I don't think she wanted to be slowed down. She did not want to be slowed down by children. Yeah, she wanted the man, but she just wanted him so that he could feed her ego. Yes. Yes, Candy. Period. She just wanted him or any man so that they could feed her ego. Tell her how beautiful she is. Tell her how wonderful she is. Kiss her butt. This, that, and the third. That's what she gets out of having a man. Validation. Okay? That's it. Someone to feed her ego. Period. She might as well get a t-shirt that says F them kids. F them kids. because that's really what she did. She's living her best life now. She is living her, she don't want them kids. Them kids are holding her back from her living her best life and making up for lost time. Okay. She said, I'm going to be out here thotting and bopping because I, haven't been able to freely, even though she was still doing it, she hasn't been able to freely do it. Now she can do whatever the heck she wants without feeling any kind of way about it. Them kids are over there with their father being well taken care of. So she doesn't even have to worry about the children because she knows they're great. You know what I'm saying? So she don't want them kids. I don't think she ever wants them back on a full-time basis. She is, look, I will be a part-time mother. And it's like you're even a deadbeat at being a part-time. Like you could have at least, but you know what? I'm happy for them kids, so I don't want it to reverse. I don't want them back in her care. They're so much better where they're at. So look, in the end, it all worked out well for the kids, and I'm happy for them. Now, over to Jasmine and her kids. Jazz is another one that if the man ain't attached to the kids, it's F them kids. Because when she was with Philip, granted, she was still trash as far as her mothering skills. Again, like I said, mothering isn't for everyone. Jasmine should have never been a mother. She definitely at the least should have stopped after her first child. Okay. Yes, Lily, a part-time mother. And it's like, and she's not even doing a good job at that. But what are we, per diem at this point? Per diem? Because at least even part-time you're held to a certain amount of time. Per diem, I guess you can do it as you feel like it. I'm not understanding. But Jasmine, when she was back with Philip, she was still trash, right? She wasn't a great, I'm guessing everyone in this chat, or at least most of us, have seen the My Shabby Life videos, right? That's where it started with me, and a lot of people, stem back to those My Shabby Life videos, and that's where we started feeling bad and opened our eyes to the fact that, Jasmine is a trash mother. Look how she's doing those kids, right? And that's back when she was with Philip, and Philip was right there with the mess too. So we cannot try to paint him out to be like he's a savior. He's going to come along, or he needs to come along and take those kids. And the only thing that makes him a bump up from Jasmine is the fact that he has Hannah. Now, Hannah is the good thing for those children, because she's good to them. She seems to truly care about them genuinely and, takes good care of them, it seems, so on and so forth. But as far as Philip, he's just as bad as Jasmine. If you remember the My Shabby Life videos, then you should remember his participation in that as well. Remember the fact that he talked to them kids like, oh my God, the way he used to talk to those kids used to piss me off, the way he would be cussing at them girls and threatening to beat them all the time. And, just all, So no, Philip is not, he's not this, oh, Philip, get your kids. We're being abused, exposed to this. Yes, right. It's heartbreaking, Lily. It's heartbreaking, and the fact that it's documented, it's literally documented for us all to see, and still nothing has been done, really, really pisses me off, because it just doesn't make any sense. This isn't on some, I heard through the grapevine. No, it's on video. It's right there to see the neglect all over those children. They always look malnourished. Okay. They all seem to have some sort of speaking, their needs are not being met. They all seem delayed in some way. And Jasmine just ignores everything. She ignores everything. It's especially the Davis Four. Now that Philip is no longer attached to the kids, meaning she's not in a relationship with him. So it's kind of I don't care about them anymore. The man ain't attached, right? Because look how she treats The baby who she is with the father, that's her golden child. That is her golden child. Those other four, they're her past. They are a representation of her past, and that is how she treats them. Like they're a part of her past. Ma'am, all four of those kids came up out of you. You carried all four of them, no matter who their father is. You carried and birthed all four of the Davis children, and yet you can just push them to the side like they're just something you can put in a box and put in the closet. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Like, where are the courts at? These people need to be locked up, right? Exactly. With all the proof, right? Where's the real help, right? No, and it's just like it doesn't seem to exist. Like, no one in her life. You hitting the nail on the head, says preach, girl. Look, okay, because I feel so bad for the Davis children. The baby Legend, I couldn't think of his name for a second. Legendary does not look malnourished, okay? That child does not look like he's missing any meals, nor do Philip and Jazz, not Philip, I'm sorry, nor do Chris and Jasmine. They are clearly eating very well, okay? Very well. So it's just like, it doesn't make any sense why you're doing your first four children the way you're doing them. They don't deserve this. They do not deserve to be mistreated, to be loved any less, to just be getting scraps of your attention. Like, anytime you see her live, she's always just yelling at them, telling them to be quiet or go sit down or just go. You know what I'm saying? Like, when do you ever see her just genuinely showing the other four affection? When do you just see her hugging them and say, "Oh, I love you, son," or "I love you, daughter," or, you know, just any vibe? Like, when? I mean, when? And if so, how often? Once in a blue moon? It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. He got me. Yeah. Yes. Yes. She completely treats the child that she has with a man that she's still in a relationship with 100% different than the kids that she had with someone she's no longer with. And that's disgusting. It should not matter if the man is attached or not, how good you treat your kids, or, you know, how you parent and mother your children. It should not rely on if you're with the dad or not. It shouldn't. Jasmine should have never had children. Okay, she just should have never had any. She don't have it in her. She doesn't have it in her, because yes, she's more affectionate and shows more attention to the baby, but even he still seems neglected in certain ways. Can y'all hear me? Because a lot of people dropped off. Is something going on? He's still been neglected in certain ways and comes off as delayed too. Like, she just don't have it in her. She does not have it in her. Hold on, y'all. 4, ignoring the cues of them saying I'm hungry. Yeah, she should be ashamed. She really should. You don't understand how angry it makes me every time I hear her snap at her kids when they say I'm hungry or I want more or whatever. And the first thing out her mouth is always, "You just ate." What does that matter, Jasmine? Who cares if they did just eat? If those children are hungry for more, feed them more food. Why are you okay with your kids being hungry? Talking about go drink some water. Drink some water? Are you kidding me? I can't. Let me not even, because I'm about to get pissed off. Her and Chris would not be eating the steaks and lobsters the way they do if it wasn't for the Davis kids. Right. Those are those baby's food stamps that keep. Thank you, Lily. Y'all eating off of them and not even giving them much. You throwing them scraps while y'all eating like kings and queens? Like, they're the walking definition of neglect. and abuse. Like it's ridiculous. Exactly, Jazz. You go drink some water. You miss a meal or two. You cut back and your plate in thirds. You know what I'm saying? You go without. You're always stuffing your face. There's so many videos of her literally stuff, like the plate be so full of food. It's ridiculous. But yet your children are constantly saying they're hungry. And all you have to tell them is, you just ate, go drink some water. And then she'll snap on them talking about, because now people are going to say, I don't feed my kids. Oh my God. It's clear that you don't properly, Jasmine. We're not saying that you don't get them a plate of nothing. We're saying you're not giving them enough. Those children should not be sitting here saying how hungry they are so often, the way that they do. And you have the nerve to, and and that's another thing. Like, Jasmine, now granted, lives you can't edit, right? But as far as all the videos that she does edit and put out, like if you think back to My Shabby Life videos and even some of today, where she leaves stuff in the videos that paints the picture of what's really going on, which is in a bad light, right? Like, she has the ability to edit out whatever she wants to edit out. It's the fact that she leaves all of these things in her video and posts them confuses the heck out of me. If you're trying to paint this picture or act like everything is all as well, why is it that you do not edit some of this stuff out of your videos? You on purpose put this stuff out here. It makes me think she likes the negative attention. She would not eat the scraps she feeds them babies. They get frozen Chinese food, eating ribs and brisket. Yes, they eat so good. Like, when you see Jasmine's plate, it just, girl, I'd be like, wow, that's a full plate. Like, whoa. And what you see the kid with some chicken nuggets or something. And she swears, like, how 1 minute are you a boss, right? Coming on here talking about, oh, I make $20,000 a month. $20,000 per month is what she claims that she makes. How do you make 20 grand a month in one breath, and in the next breath you on here dry begging, talking about you can't afford this and can't afford that, and this, that, and the third? How does that make sense? Okay, your subscribers basically fund your life. Okay, they're always, buying you stuff, these registries, so on and so forth, and donating. You spend everybody else's money except your own. So how is it that you don't have money to properly care for and provide for your children? But then in the next breath, oh, I'm a boss and I make $20K a month. Ma'am, if you don't go sit down somewhere and stop with the foolishness. Now, yes, I feel as though she robs her subscribers, and they're dumb enough to just keep falling for this. Like, I don't understand. How are y'all this sympathetic? Like, I don't understand. Oh, not the boss lady. Yes, girl, yes. She let her tell it. But then when, she went, but the next minute I'm struggling and I got bills to pay and I can't afford everything. And ma'am, if you make 20 grand a month, there is no reason, and you get food stamps and, whatever else assistance that you get, how are you broke? How is it that your refrigerator be looking half empty? Exactly, Keisha, because she on here lying, trying to front like she's this big boss and, yeah, I make all this money a month on YouTube and blah, 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 blah. But then her refrigerator stay empty, looking pitiful. All you see is condiments, but the shelves in the middle just be bare bones. Ma'am, why? But you get food. You got five kids, so I know she gets a nice amount of food stamps. Why don't you always have food in your daggone refrigerator? There's no reason. If you have to go grocery shopping every couple of days, then ma'am, then that's what you do. Ain't no way she's living how she's living with. Right, Keisha. Exactly. Fugazi. I would hope someone who's a real boss wouldn't be coming on YouTube, putting Amazon register, exactly, asking for cash apps to feed them kids. Crazy. Exactly, Lily. Exactly. But look, she realizes that her subscribers are completely invested emotionally. So she has them right where she wants them. Hey, BR, she has them right where she wants them. As all she got to do is come on here and be pitiful, then boom, they oh, what do you need, Jazz? And sending money, sending clothes, sending this, sending that. Like, she realized, look, I'm not spending my money, I'm gonna spend theirs. Because she, like, them people got bleeding hearts over there. Them people have bleeding hearts, and it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Popping up every day is going well and continues to be great. Thank you, BR. I hope your day's going well too. Thanks for dropping down and saying hi. Appreciate you. Yeah, they sold them stamps for sure. Where the money is going after, that's what we all want to know right now. Yes. What are they doing with their money? What are they doing? You already don't spend your own money because your subscribers throw money at you. What are you doing with your money, sis? Why are you always crying broke? Why are you always on here with the pitiful sob stories about, this, that, and the third? Why do you always need assistance from your subscribers? What is going on in that household? What is going on in that home? Okay, now everyone's already like, look, she basically hands her money right over to Chris. And I wouldn't be surprised. I would not, like, for the people who be like, yo, we don't know that Chris is abusive, this, that, and the third. Listen, if you remember back when he would be on the channel a little bit more than he is now, listen to how he used to go off on the subscribers. Listen to how aggressive and angry he was. Listen to the stuff he would be saying. Like, he used to, like, he would be talking real crazy. And if he's doing that to people he don't know them people, anybody on YouTube, from a grain of salt. But he would be talking greasy. Like, I used to be like, wow, she is going to tank her YouTube channel if she keeps letting this man come on here and abusively attack her subscribers like this. He would go ham, but she liked it because, she felt as though, oh, he's sticking up for me. Ma'am, he's running your people away. And you're going to be the one left with nothing in the end, behind some piece of a man. Like, whatever. I can't. Yes, Lily, he used to talk, oh my God, talking about go kill yourself. He would say, like, he would go ham. And it was like, there's no way you're this upset by strangers. There's no way you're this triggered by something a stranger is saying. Like, sir, you're way too angry. You're too angry. So that's giving you have anger issues, problems, period. Like, there's no reason that you should be this angry off of something people that you don't even know are saying. Like, no. And like I said, she would just sit there and she wouldn't say a word. And I was like, yo, she's liking this. She sees this as, yep, my man is sticking up for me. He's not going to let y'all talk to me all crazy. And it's like, girl, this is not going to end well. It's just not. It's not. And like I said, I don't feel bad for her. Karma finds its way knocking at everyone's door at some point. And I don't know. I just think that's where we're at with it for her. Liv, I just don't feel as though she should come on here acting like she's the one handing it to them. Like, no. How let a stranger get you that part? Right. And yes. There is just no reason that you should be that triggered and upset that you over here telling people to go kill themselves and stuff like that. Sir, you're doing the most, and it's not that serious. It's not that serious at all. But again, I know for sure she saw that as protection. Like that's her man protecting her. And while the rest of us can see it for what it really is, that that man has anger issues, and it's only a matter of time before that energy is going to be directed towards you. But of course, she's not smart enough to put the two together, 1, 2, 3, 803 at all. So it's just like, whatever, girl, whatever. I can't. But this whole situation, I feel as though is set up, but Jazz just, it wasn't a part of the setup. Like she wasn't let in on the fact that this is a setup. But Jazz gonna say, that's my man, I'm a stay. Yep. And you go right ahead and you get everything that comes from it. Like that's all there is to it. And don't you dare cry about none of it. None of it. None of it. Because don't nobody want to hear it. So, don't nobody want to hear the nonsense. Just cameras on. Okay, well, whatever. Just hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me see if this is gonna let me do this. Is it gonna let me do it from both? Okay, there we go. I had to enter in from a different thing. Yeah, nobody, I don't know. I feel like is it hello? Can y'all hear me? Exactly. Don't cry about it to us. Little Miss Jazzy, we ain't gonna right. I don't feel bad for her at all. Like at all. No sympathy whatsoever. She doesn't deserve any. Where's my mic? Oh, let me see. Is that she doesn't deserve any at all. Okay, there you go. Now y'all can hear me. And I'm not. But as far as for some reason, hold on, is it doing it? Okay, I think the audio is cut. I can't hear now. I think it's back. I don't know why every time I close this, the audio goes with it. Like, excuse me. Add to stream, remove. Okay, it's back. Oh my goodness. This is weird. I got the mic on. Oh, hold on, let me see if this does it. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay, let me stop messing with stuff. As far as Olivia goes, I just feel as though it's foul for her to act like I care about her and I was scared for her and, I was worried about her. That's why I said something. What does you saying something to YouTube, how does that help her in her real life if what you say is going on is actually going on? How does that help her? Are we the police? Are we gonna go knocking on her door? No. So if you really felt worried about the safety of your friend coming on YouTube to say it, How's that helping? How is that changing anything? Like, can somebody please make that make sense? Because that's the excuse that she tried to use. Oh, I was trying to help her by coming to YouTube. Again, I don't feel one bit bad about Jasmine being exposed. So don't misunderstand me. She deserves every bit of this exposure. But if you just need to stop being fake and phony about it. This ain't got nothing to do with you being a good friend and caring about her so much and da 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 da. No, this is you, rolling out your plan to get views and to get attention and got everything that you wanted from it. That's all it is. So just keep it real. Like, nobody sees you as a good person, Olivia. No one sees you as a good friend. So you don't have to come on here faking the funk. No, everybody sees right on through your nonsense. Like, everybody. How does coming to YouTube to tell her business help her? What are we going to do? Exactly. Get your head out of your flat. You should have went to the proper authorities if you cared so much. Exactly, Lily. Coming to YouTube, only thing that did, the only person that benefited was Olivia. Why? Because everybody then was tuning in to hear about what she had to say. Everybody wanted to know, ooh, what's Liv? What's Liv gonna say? How much is she gonna tell? Yada 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 yada. So it benefited her and her alone. Oh, dang, your phone died, Keish. Welcome back. Yeah, I don't. It's real phony, and it's real transparent. Like, we all can see that you did this for yourself. You did this for you to cause some drama, and that's all there is to it. Period. I just would keep it real, because none of us are believing this. I wonder if I can add. No one is believing the bullcrap lie that you did this because you were worried about her. I'm not going to say you weren't worried about her, but I will say the fact that you coming on YouTube had nothing to do with you trying to help her, and had everything to do with you getting some buzz going on. That's all. And nobody is stupid about that. But we'll see if she happens to have Liv really used Jazz's story as a money grab. Yes, she did. That's a whole snake, ain't it? Jazz should have been. Yeah, Jazz should never let that girl have the opportunity to even come in her yard. Okay, she invited that in. You invited that snake into your circle. You gave her the ammo to use against you. You did it to yourself. And again, I don't feel bad for you, because you got to be smarter than this. You got to stop being so slow. You have to stop being so desperate for any kind of anything, any kind of piece of friend, any piece of a man, any piece of anything, that you're willing to just take whatever. You got to stop. You're too old for this, Jasmine. You're too old. You're too old to be acting like a needy, desperate little child. You have children relying on you, okay? You got to get it together. You have to grow up. You don't need friendship and need a man. What you need is to focus on your children and be a better mother. Put that energy into your kids for a while, because they need it. They're lacking. They're starving for some love and attention. And all you're worried about is satisfying whatever hunger you have within yourself. Hunger for friends, hunger for men, hunger for attention. Screw them kids. You're only worried about feeding your own desires, needs, and wants, when those children who can't do it for themselves need you. Nobody told you to have all these kids. You knew that this was too much for you after you had child number 1. Then you had kid number 2. You knew after you had that second child that, this is a bit much. These little people need me a lot, and I'm tired. Then you go on to have 3 more kids. Ma'am, I have no sympathy. Not one piece of sympathy do I have for you. I don't. I do not. I will not. I cannot. You don't deserve it. Those children deserve all of it. And I'm sick and tired of seeing what you're doing to your own kids. It's just sad. The way you neglect those 4 children, you give them scraps of food, scraps of attention, scraps of love. All they get are scraps. And that's sad. That's just, she's so busy trying to focus on herself while she got a whole baseball team of kids looking at her. Yeah. Yes. Those little people need her. They need somebody. And it's like they don't really have anybody that is willing to step up and save them. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a Gerard as a dad. You know, they don't have anybody. CPS won't even do it. They don't even have them to rely on. Okay, there we go. There we go. Sorry, y'all. I'm back. Can y'all hear? Okay, yeah, okay. But yeah, it's just, my heart breaks for them. I wish that those children had somebody to rely on, because they cannot rely on their mother. They cannot rely on their father, because honestly, he's a piece of trash too. And listening to his little video clip talking about how, yeah, you know, what did he say? Did he say he trusts Chris and he's talked to Chris and, you know, everything's all good, and, you know, oh, how if something was going on, the kids would have told him, and blah 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 blah. Oh, my bad. So I'm just like, I don't believe it. He doesn't want the responsibility of if those kids were removed from his home, from Jasmine's home, he don't want that dropped on his lap, because that's going to get in the way of him living his best life. Nope, he don't want that. An address. Sorry again. I'm back. Have to keep sending these darn messages. Let me see. Can y'all? It's going. Okay, it's going. But yeah, we're all watching to see if Liv is gonna go ahead and drop any more tea, if you want to call it that, because what she's dropped thus far really hasn't been anything that people weren't already speculating what they already know. He said if those kids was in real danger, don't we think he would go get them some help? No, Phil, we don't think you would, because you haven't. And we all want to know why you don't. Exactly. Like, how you going to think just because you call up a man and be like, hey, are you abusing my kids? You think he going to say yeah? You really think he's going to say, yes, Phil, I am abusing your children. I'm hitting them. I am punching, slapping, pushing, kicking them. I'm spitting on Jasmine. I'm throwing. You think he's going to say yes? Phil, sir, stop it. Talking about I came to him as a man. Both of y'all ain't men. Like, would you please? They make my head hurt, y'all. They make my head hurt. Oh my Lord. That's why I cannot. There's just no way. Like, there's just no way. There's no way. There's no way. And he was just so sure of himself. He really was just sitting there acting like, yeah, I checked on it and everything is good. Like, as if I did what I was supposed to do. No, you didn't, boy. No, you didn't. Those kids are having to save the mama from, getting her behind beaten in front of them. Right. Yeah, especially the older ones. I'm sure, I'm sure they tried to jump in and jump in front of her or whatever the case may be. I'm sure. And no child should have to live like this. Like, I mean, Jasmine shouldn't have to live like this, but it's like, look, if that's what you choose for you, then fine. But it doesn't just affect you. Your dumb butt got 5 kids who are also in that household witnessing all of this. Like, come on now, Jasmine. Can you please show some form of strength enough for your children to do at least what's best for them? You're that selfish that all you care about is what you want, which is having that little piece of a man around. So you're willing to sacrifice the peace and safety of the home that your children reside in. They can't even be comfortable within their own home without not having to walk on eggshells behind Chris and his anger problems, punching walls, punching refrigerators, punching Jasmine. Like, they should not have to worry about this. Do you know the trauma and the damage you are doing to your children? You are to blame for allowing this. The minute that man showed some anger issues, he should have been the heck up out of your house. As a matter of fact, he should never been moved into your house in the first place. You were a single mother with 4 children at the time. You don't move men in and out of your house like that. Especially one who didn't have nothing going on for himself to begin with. That's who you move in. He is a hobo. If you want to be beaten, that's fine. But wait till the babies are not in the house to see or do that on y'all own time. That man should not be living in your house. He already showed you that he wasn't worth much of nothing back when she made that video. Everyone keeps referencing the 12-6 video, right? Where she was sitting on the floor on YouTube, basically dry begging, letting everybody know she couldn't afford to feed her children, letting everyone know that she had to overdraft her account, so on and so forth. And then her subscribers opened up their wallets and sent her money, right? And she had the nerve to come on here and tell this internet that all he said to her while she was sitting there talking about how she couldn't afford nothing, what she said? He said, "I'll pray for you." I'll pray for you is all he had to offer her. A free prayer. That part, he should have never, period. You should have never moved that man into your home from the beginning. That's a whole bum, she claiming. Exactly. Never should have moved him in from the jump. The only person benefiting from that relationship is him. Jasmine is getting nothing but embarrassed. That's all she's getting, and knocked up. And then we already know how stupid that was. But again, in her mind, she sees that as, I got the man, I'm going to go ahead and have a baby. So then we're a family and he has to stay around. He would have to say a prayer for himself because he would have met Jesus after telling me, "Girl, do you hear me? I'm over here, we over here starting a relationship. I don't know how far in they were at that point. But if I'm coming to you and I'm letting you know, look, I'm struggling and all you say to me is, I'll pray for you. Listen, when I tell you, you would have never saw my face ever again. I'd have been like, okay, well, you're pointless. You're pointless. I don't need a prayer. I need some financial assistance. And if you're my man and you're in my life, I mean, why would you not help out at the least of just, helping me get some food on the table? Not even throwing money to put in my pocket, but I got these kids. I know they're not your responsibility, but if you care about me, would you not want to help? And all you got is I'll pray for you. And you mean to tell me she opened her legs for that? interesting. That's very interesting. He would not have had access nowhere near to what's in between my legs. He would have never seen me again. That would have been the last words he ever would have said to me was, "I'll pray for you." When I tell you he would have been blocked so fast, because you don't care about me. You're not even helping me. But yet here she is. She upgraded his whole situation. He's living comfortable. He's riding around in vehicles. He eating real good. She's taking care of everything, so on and so forth. He came up. He came up. He came up. You need to go pack your couple undies and shirts. Get that toothbrush and keep it moving. Go on with your big bad pill self. Don't let that, exactly. Get your toothbrush in your drawers and get on out. Get on. Skedaddle. Scoot. Chuck up the deuces. Like, there's just no way. There's no way. He has used her, and she's the only one that doesn't see that she's being used. She's the only one that does not see she's being used. And it's just like, Jazz, come on now. Geez, I can't. I can't even deal. She paid on the bills, the kids, the house, right? Yep. What that man's doing? Yep. Eating good, riding around in her car, spending her money. What's he providing? Yep. It's a child. Yes. He is another child. And she's taking real good care of him, and real good care, or at least good or better care than the other four, of their child. Did that man not tell her he didn't want no kids? Didn't he tell her, yeah, maybe down the line in the future, we get married type thing? Because he knew he wasn't ever going to try to marry her, so then there wouldn't have been no kids. Did he not say, I don't want no kids? And she took that as a challenge. Do you hear me? She took that as a challenge. Oh, you don't want no kids? Oh, watch you knock me up anyway. Watch me sit here and pretend I'm on birth control and then act stupid, surprised, and dumb when I end up pregnant. Watch you still be right here. She took that as a challenge when he said he didn't want no kids right now. You could tell on her face that she didn't like that. And she was, oh, okay. She probably thought to herself, give me a little bit of time. Oh, I'm going to be pregnant. Watch. You won't get me pregnant. Oh, yes, you are. Stupid. Just stupid. He ain't gonna give no shit. Right. As long as he come home. Yep. That's the stipulation. That's the only requirement. Is you come home. That's it. Just be here so that I can fire up my YouTube camera, my live camera, and they'll know you're here. That's all I need is for you to be. You don't got to treat me good. You don't got to do nothing for me, nor these children, nor this household, nor these bills. I'll take care of all of that. I just need you to be here so that I can say I have a man, because none of the rest of you guys have one. So I'm better than y'all. I have a man who comes home. What can y'all say? I need people to stop thinking that having any old piece of man is better than not having a man at all. That is the biggest lie that society wants women to believe. Okay, listen to me and listen to me good. That is the biggest BS lie that society wants women to believe, that having a man is better than having no man at all. That cannot be furthest from the truth. That is garbage. It is not true. And that is coming from a happily married woman. Do you hear me? I'm married. I love my husband dearly. But trust and believe, I do not need my husband in order for me to be happy. If he were no longer here, if we were to break up right now, do you hear the fact that I would be just fine? And that does not reflect on the love that I have for him, because I love him with my heart. But I do not subscribe to the notion that I need a man in order for me to be happy. He adds to my happiness. He is not the source of my happiness. There's two different things. He adds to it. He brings to my happiness. He stacks on the happiness that's already there. He ain't the source and the reason of it. So if he were to walk out that door right now, I would be upset, but I would be just fine. Women, you're fine on your own. Learn how to tap into the happiness within yourself, so then you don't find yourself in situations where you're settling for trash because you're thinking that's better than nothing. Since when is that better than nothing, when this bum is making your life worse? So how could nothing be worse than that? How? Please explain to me how. Y'all find yourself settling for dirt, thinking that that's better than nothing. Huh? Y'all got the game backwards. You have the game 100% backwards. You don't need nobody, okay, to make you can do bad by yourself. Why add more burden, stress, depression, unhappiness? So why add more to your plate? You want to lighten your load. You want to get that off of your plate. Kick him to the curb and worry about yourself and your kids, ma'am. You have plenty to keep you occupied. Plenty. You got 5 kids who need you desperately. And it don't make no sense. Like, when I tell you I'm sick of it, I'm sick of it. Sick of it. We can say we got morals and brand and respect for ourselves, Jazz. You can't say the same. You can't even sit at a table with ladies like us, period. Sorry. You really can't. You can't even enter the building. You can't even enter the building. Like, she's just so low vibrational. It's ridiculous. Some ladies rather have crumbs than the whole loaf of bread. Right. Not realizing that loaf of bread is spoiled and them crumbs are spoiled too. Okay? You don't need none of it, because the crumbs up off of that loaf of bread are green. It's moldy. It's molded. Bake your own loaf of bread from scratch, which represents yourself. Build yourself up. Put that energy into you. And if your heart truly desires someone, at some point when you're ready, someone will come along worthy. But she ain't good. She's not good. She's not worth much of nothing right in the way that she is right now. She's not. So of course she's gonna attract trash, because that's the energy she's giving. She's not no good. She's not no good. She got to get herself together. She needs to focus on those children and doing right by them. Forget dating, because with her, it completely distracts her from her children. Those kids aren't priority when she has a man in the picture. They're not priority at all. They're in the way. Let her and Chris break up. Then she gonna act like she's so depressed and down and yada, 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 yada. And if she happens to stumble across somebody, what's gonna happen is the same thing. Now, Legendary gonna get thrown right into the bunch with the other 4 and get treated just like them. Because if the daddy ain't attached to them, she ain't gonna care. She's not gonna care at all. At all. I just wish that those kids had somebody to rely on. And it just, like I said, it breaks my heart that they don't. They don't have anybody. They don't have anybody. Cheryl, I don't know what the situation is with Cheryl. I understand, she's probably not up for trying to take on 5 kids with, at her age. I understand it's a burden, but it's like there has to be something that can be done. Like, can they not, I don't know, like split responsibility between Cheryl, Philip's mom and their family? Like, can it not be like, look, y'all, let's tag team this and let's step up and step in for these kids, because Jasmine she don't have it in her to do, and neither does Philip. Philip's not trying to have that responsibility. He's not. He doesn't mind having them on a temporary basis, and then they go back. That man got what, 10 kids? 10? And hold on, and let me say something to Hannah real quick, because she seems like a decent person, right? I haven't heard any like negative things about her, like as if she's trifling or she's, this or that. She seems like a genuinely decent person. And what I would like to say to Hannah is, ma'am, you have to raise your standards. Okay, you deserve better than a man that just recently was released from jail for what? For pimping? Was it pimping? And what was the other thing? Was it assault or something? Did he assault somebody? What did he assault Asia? Something along those lines. Okay, he just got out of jail, at the very least, for pimping out women. He has 10 children. I don't know how many baby mamas are amongst the 10. I know Jazz is one and Asia is one. I don't know if there's another one, or if that makes up the just between the two. And this is who you found yourself falling for? Interesting. Now, for the sake of the kids, I'm happy she's in the picture, because she does seem to care for those kids. And, they don't really have many other people to rely on. So for that alone, okay. But that is what you found worthy and deserving of being with you. That's what you're attracted, that. And is he living in your home? Standards need to be raised, ladies. We got to have some standards. We have to have some standards. We have to have some standards. Because, like, come on. Like, this is ridiculous. 10. Yes, he has 10 kids. Why did I think, no. Right. And it's like, please get out of this before you end up being his next baby's mom. Like, please get yourself out of this before he ends up not getting you pregnant. And then now you're just a part of the bunch. Please, girl. Please find some standards and raise the bar. Like, come on, you deserve that. You don't have any children, which is great for you. You seem to be a very, like, a sweet, decent person, which is great for you. Good heart, so on and so forth. Phil isn't he like on probation? He needs to worry about himself, okay, Hannah? He got to worry about himself. He is not in a position to be able to offer much of anything to anyone. This is not a good look. This is not a good look. I'm scratching my head as to how was he able to sweet talk his way into landing her? Like, Nah. No. Like you lost me at 10 kids. I remember back when I was dating, right? Like, so when I had first moved to Florida and I started dating and whatever. And as I, was coming across certain guys, and of course, the question of children would always come up, like, do you have kids? If so, how many? Yada, yada, yada. There was this one guy that he seemed decent, or whatever, but he just had too many kids for my liking. And I had to tell him, like, I'm just not comfortable with that. Like, I'm not comfortable with it. I'm not. And I had to be honest about it. I don't have any kids. So I don't really want to walk into a situation where I'm being thrown into this life of multiple children, a few different women, so on and so forth. I'm like, no, the man that I settle with, my heart desires a man with no children, right? So I wasn't willing to settle on that. I just wasn't. And it was difficult because, like, here I am, 30 years old, dating, expecting to come across a man who has no kids. Like, that's going to be a needle in a haystack. Like, that's going to be a needle in a haystack. But I knew that that's what I wanted. Like, I did not want to walk into that type of situation. I just didn't. So, and ultimately, I thank God was able to, he lined it up for me and my husband to meet, and he had no kids. I had no kids, and it was like, boom. So it's doable. Yes, it's harder the older you get, because usually by 30, most people have kids. And today's day, by freaking 16, people got kids. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you just hold out, don't be desperate. Don't be so like, oh, I guess I'm just going to have to settle. You don't. You'll find somebody, or find somebody who maybe only has one child, because I did eventually tell myself, all right, Sierra, you may have to adjust your expectations. And, if you come across somebody, maybe 1 or 2 kids, like, are you all right with that? But I held out. And like I said, God blessed me with my husband now, no kids. So if kids come into the picture, it would be both of our first kids. I didn't want to deal with that's a lot. It's a lot. And then he got 10 of them. That's just too much. I can never understand men like that. They obviously need this one in their life for some kind of stability. Yeah. Facts, Lily, facts. And it's just, no. Like, no. I remember, I can't. If he got 3 or more kids, that's a side eye. Right. And then, like, what cracks me up is some of the guys, like, oh, I have such and such kids. Oh, okay. How old are they? And then they'll go through the ages, and then got the nerve for, like, the youngest to only be like 3. 3? What you mean 3? Like, no. And 3? No. You gonna end up right back with that daggone mama. I don't want to hear it. I can't even do it. I can't. Now, if they're grown kids, you know what I'm saying? That's different. Because, like I said, as you get older, when we're dating as we're older, like if we're in our 30s and 40s and we're dating, listen, it's of course, the majority are going to have kids, older kids, right? That's different. But if you come to me and you're like, look, I got 10 kids, 5 baby mamas, this, that, and the third, and, and they're still like little young kids. No. Now, if I'm in my 40s and I'm dating, or, I'm in my 30s now, I'm 34. Am I 34 or 35? I'm about to be 35, Lord Jesus. And let's say I was dating a man in his 40s, I would, like, my expectations would be different. Like, I'm not going to look at a man in his 40s plus sideways because he got kids. No, I would expect his kids to be grown though. I wouldn't expect him to be with a 3-year-old. You know what I'm saying? I would expect him to have grown kids. Like, that's different. I don't see anything wrong with that, because listen, he lived his life. He's dating later in life. So if he got 2, 3 grown children, different. But Phil, like, I can't. I just can't. I just can't. I can't. You ain't not sipping on this wine. Girl, I'm just saying. Nope. Can't do it. Can't, won't, not interested. But I feel as though people who have kids should date other people who have kids, because they understand what it is, right? Like, both sides get it, especially young kids. You know what I'm saying? Especially younger kids. I feel as though it would just make sense for you to date someone who understands what it's like to be a single parent, to be somebody who's dating, you know, to not always be able to keep dates that y'all plan because of the kids, and because someone who don't have kids shouldn't have to go through that. Like, I shouldn't have to deal with that life. I shouldn't. Right. Respectfully, exit state like this. And then, like I said, Phil, he comes with so much baggage. Like, you have 10 kids and you're dating a nice woman who has 0 children, and she embraces your kids and seems to be good with them and treats them well and all of that. So for that, I'm happy. Like, at least you have a woman. Like, if you're gonna bring someone into your life and into your children's life, at least they need to be decent. They need to be good people. So Phil seems to have it right. Jasmine just can't get it right. She just can't get it right. She brought the worst person in the life of her children. All she brought was abuse, chaos, you know, so on and so forth. And it's the saddest thing ever. It's the saddest thing ever, because they deserve better and they're not going to get it. I don't see Jasmine waking up. I don't. I see him leaving Jasmine at some point because of all the heat that being with a YouTuber is bringing him, because he's trash. So his trash is being exposed. So I see him setting up his next move. I see him probably, you know, looking for the next girl and whatever the case may be. Or if he really is finally working, he may be trying to stack up his money and then leaving. I don't see this being long term. I feel like this is probably too much of a headache for Chris, and I don't think he thinks it's worth the headache. I don't see him staying long term. And it's, you know, Jazz is going to be all devastated and so on and so forth. And just a cycle. And it's just so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. I don't understand it. But this is what she seems to want. Long as she got something, she's all right with it. I don't know. I definitely see him leaving Jazz at some point as well. He's just collecting the coins he can from her now, but he's definitely plotting. Yeah. He's planning his escape. He's definitely planning his out, and it's going to be screw you and that baby. Like, if she thinks that baby is going to hold him, ma'am, did it hold him for any of his other children? Is he no longer with any of the other mothers? So what makes you think you're different? What makes you think your child is going to be the one to keep him with you? Like, why do you think that? So I would love for Jasmine to transition into a regular job. I would love for her to be out in the real world, expose herself to people in real life, Maybe she'll come across someone that can just speak some sense into her and help her to open her eyes to some stuff and grow. Maybe she'll come across a coworker who will take to her and want to help her be a better person, because Jasmine just doesn't seem to have it in her to just kind of stand on her own too. She just seems to need someone else, So like, get a job that will force you to interact in the real world with real people in real life, and just leave this social media stuff behind. It's not, it may be good money, I don't know, but it's not helpful for her real life. It's not. He got 3 other kids. He ain't even actively a part of their lives. What makes her think Liv and Jazz is going to be the child he chooses to change? Exactly, Lily. Facts. Why she thinks she's special and Legendary is special, in the sense of, yeah, y'all going to be the ones that he plants his feet for. No, he's not even planted now. You only see him when he feels like coming around for whatever reasons he chooses to come around for. That's it. He's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I think what you offer him is losing its appeal, and it's becoming to the point where it's not even worth it anymore. So it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time before he's like, screw this. She should get herself a job at HEB. Put the YouTube on the back. Like, let that just kind of be a hobby or something if you can't see yourself walking away from it altogether. But she just needs to transition into the real world with real people, build real relationships, friendships, so on and so forth. Like, she needs to focus on developing her real life. She does not have one. She only has a YouTube life. She has a social media life, a digital life. She does not have friends, colleagues, people in her real life outside of her mom. And, we see how she treated her behind Chris and all that. So, like, she just needs a real life. She needs to just get off the internet and go be a part of the world. Like, maybe that will help her. Get a job. Put the kids in daycare, or see if your mother will watch them while you work. Get you out the house, interacting with real people. Like, I think that would help her. I really do. That is exactly what she needs. Yes, real relationships, real connections. Well, yes, I really think that would help her. Yeah, she needs to stop with these internet besties and, oh, that's my sis, that's my sister. Ma'am, none of them care about you. None of them care about you in the way that you need. Now, her and Chrissy, their friendship, I feel as though was genuine. It did give genuine vibes. Her and Olivia, absolutely not. There was nothing genuine about it from Olivia's part. Now, I feel as though Jasmine thought, oh yeah, we're friends. Mm-hmm. We sure are. Not realizing that girl was setting her up from the jump. Because what other way did Olivia have to cause any kind of buzz around her name? She has no kids. She has no man. She has no job. She has nothing going on in her life right now. So what else did she have other than, maybe if I drop some tea about Jasmine, and it worked. It absolutely worked. She has nothing else going on for her to create anything static around her name. There's nothing. She has nothing. Nothing. What is she going to come on here? What does she have like to offer that would create any kind of anything? A boyfriend reveal? Nobody wants to see Olivia with not near another man. No one wants that. No one cares about that. You know, being boyfriend for content stuff, that's done for her. Like, nobody is interested in who she's dating. That is no longer content. No, after Zolo, that's done. That's nobody cares. No one cares. And she realized, shoot, that ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna do it. Her and Chris, you look like they really loved and cared. Yeah, it did. It gave genuine vibes. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and speak against it. It did. It's sad things went left with them. What her and Liv had was for the internet for sure fake. Right. But I think Jasmine thought, oh yeah, you know, granted, it was like y'all became friends on some spiteful stuff because nobody else was gonna be friends with y'all. Like, y'all got cut out. Nobody was trying to fool with y'all. Y'all at the bottom of the barrel. So of course, it would make sense for y'all to come together, right? But Liv is a snake, always has been a snake. Look at the way she's done everyone in her life. What made you think you were going to be any different? How did you allow yourself to be set up like this? You walked right into the trap. You walked right into it. How you let yourself get set up like this? With Olivia's track record? Come on now. Come on now. And now you over here, oh, Liv, all this talk. And it's like, ma'am, it's not giving. It's not giving. You allowed yourself to get set up. And now it's, oh, Liv this and oh, Liv that. Liv is trash. We all know that. You know that. Everyone knows that. So to get yourself caught up with her in the first place literally makes no sense at all. Girl, you got me started. Not giving. It's I don't have an ounce of sympathy. You know, my intentions are never to come on here and like be a mean girl, which is why you don't never hear me like cuss them girls out. I'm not over here calling them bees and this, that, and the third. That's just not my style. That's not my thing. I would rather try to drop a little bit of, you know, gems, jewels, knowledge, some advice, you know, in the midst of me venting about how, you know, I still think that they're piss poor mothers. Now that's just a fact, right? But I would love for them to get it together for the sake of their children. I would love for them to get it together. Now, Liv, them kids are better off. Okay. They're better off exactly where they are. They need to stay where they are for stability, you know, for their happiness, so on and so forth. To remove them from their father's home would be abuse. It would be like, that's abuse. Like, y'all don't care about them kids if you were to ever take them out of their home. They are where they need to be. They are where they belong. They are in the environment that is best for their development, for their happiness, for their well-being, so on and so forth. So when it comes to them, they need to stay put. Even if Olivia was to do a full 180, no. She needs to, all from now until forever, she needs to remain a part-time parent. Period. She can get them on holidays, weekends, summer breaks, and things like that. Otherwise, send them kids back home where they belong, because they do not belong with you. You had them kids for him, basically. You had them kids for that man. Let him have his children. But Jasmine, being as though she doesn't have a Gerard, she has a baby daddy who was a pimp, just got out of jail, ain't really, you know, so it's a different situation for her. She got to get it together. She needs to love her kids unconditionally. She needs to learn to talk. Now, I can only imagine how annoying kids are. Like, people out there with kids, if they're honest, you know, will probably be like, yo, my kids are annoying. They get on my nerves. That's honest. That's real life. I don't see anything wrong with that being the truth. But you need to parent past that. You still need to show your children love, attention, affection, all of them. They need you. You brought them here. You owe it to them to be the best version of yourself for them that you can be. That doesn't mean it's not hard. That doesn't mean you're not going to have days where you're like, oh my God, can somebody take these kids? I just need a break. That's all real life. That's all genuine. That's all fine. That's a part of parenting. But that doesn't mean treat your kids like they get on your nerves. You don't treat them like they do. Even if they do, don't treat them that way. It's not their fault. You over there locking them in rooms and just all this nonsense. Like as if they had to be here, as if you couldn't have been on birth control, as if there weren't measures that you could have taken to prevent yourself from getting pregnant over and over and over and over and over again. Jesus, girl, my kids are a pain in my butt. Right. Like that's real. That's real. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that. Like, girl, my kids get on my nerves. But you got to love them past that. But I love them and I'm going to stick beside them, period. Those are my babies. Yeah, I'm going to do everything I can as a mom. Right. Right. Those are the kids you brought here. They didn't ask to be here. Your actions are the reason that they're here. So how dare you bring them here and then treat them like they're just in your way? Excuse me. Where they do that at? You brought them here. You should have ripped your tubes out after you had the first one. Tie them tubes up, rip them out, burn them, stomp them, bury them. Do what you, come on now. You acting like you just had to, there was no way, there was nothing you could have done to prevent yourself from having all these children when you know mothering just ain't for you. That's the most stupid thing that a person can do. If you know mothering isn't for you, you have a kid, you realize, you know what, maybe this just isn't, why have 4 more to neglect and mistreat and push to the side like they don't mean nothing? Why did you have more? You could have tied your tubes. But you was too worried about that man. Thinking that having kids for him was going to keep him somehow. And you see how that turned out for you. All that did was left you with 4 kids. And you complaining about how tired you are. Locking them in rooms and neglecting them. If that's all you were going to do, why have so many kids? Shame on you. Ridiculous. Stuff like that just really gets under my skin. It really does. Because that's not fair to those kids to bring them in the world just to mistreat them. It's just like, why? You should have stopped after 1. You knew that this wasn't for you. You knew you didn't like anything about motherhood after you had that first kid and so on and so forth. Like, I just can't. Yes, we need to give you a spot on the radio because you're spitting facts right now. How you have kids and then not want them when it gets hard, or a man not sticking beside you. Exactly. Like, come on now. Ooh, when I tell you that stuff like that pisses me the heck off. Pisses me the heck off. Because it's totally preventable. It's preventable. Like, come on. Ridiculous. I don't have kids I don't have any children right now because I didn't want none. Nothing about it appealed to me. And plus, it was like, look, if I'm not married, I'm not having no kids. Like that was just a stipulation, period. I'm not interested in raising a child by myself and, doing the whole single parent household. That's just not what I wanted for my future children. So that's number one. And I just got married in 2020. So it was like up until I was like, I ain't have no, like, if I'm not married, I ain't have no kids, period. The cycle will break with me. And if it doesn't happen, then I'm just not having no kids at all. But I knew, so that's just not what I wanted for myself. So I made sure I took the necessary measures to make sure that there would not be no kids coming up out of me. You can control that. Period. That is within your control. Why do they act like it's not within their control? Why? Why? It don't have to be oops, I'm pregnant. Oops, I'm pregnant again. Oh, would you look at that? I'm pregnant again. Like, come on. I can't. Cannot. The way people act like they just have no control over their womb, I can't. Andre. Can't do it. Can't do it. It is ridiculous. There really are people who know after, like a lot of people who only have one child, they'll say, yeah, after I had my first kid, I realized, nope, don't want to do that again. So it was one and done. And I feel as though for myself, if my husband and I do have children, which is the plan within the next, year or two, I only want one. I don't want more than one child. I'm not interested in having a house full of kids. I'm not interested in even just having two kids. Like I feel as though I can agree to one, but more than that, the thought of it doesn't appeal to me at all. I've enjoyed my child-free life up until this point. I love it. It is great. Like I don't have that. It's so peaceful. It's just about me. It's about my husband, and that's it. We can come and go as we please. I just like, it's nice, right? So when we do transition into that phase of, all right, now we're ready to start a family, I really don't see myself wanting more than one. Now, granted, after I have my first child, if I do have one, my mind can be changed. I could say, hey, you know what? I do want to do another one. And if that's the case, great. But I already know, like right now, the thought of 2 or more children makes my stomach hurt. But the thought of one, I'm cool with that. That'd be a cute family of 3, just one child to have to worry about, and responsible just for one little person, and that just one, I think I can handle. The thought of that doesn't make my stomach hurt. The thought of 2, 3, 4, 5, I could throw up. No. So it would be so irresponsible of me if this feeling were to still be here after I have child number 1. If I'm still feeling like, oh no, more children, and then turn around and keep having more, that would be so irresponsible. Like, girl, you knew you didn't want no more kids after you had the first one. You knew darn well you did not want no more kids after number 1. So why did you go ahead and have more kids? And now you're looking at the more kids, resenting them, looking like, I don't feel like being bothered with you. Why are you crying? I gotta change another poopy diaper. Did you just throw up on me again for the 5th time today? Like, why put yourself through that when you knew you did not want no more kids? Tie up them tubes, ladies. Tie them up. Rip them out. Do what you need to do. For those who just know within their hearts, yeah, this, I don't want a big family. That's just not, And if you just don't want none, don't let society pressure you into even having one. Do not let society pressure you, making you feel like you're less than a woman if you ain't got no kids. Not everybody wants them. And don't have them if you don't want them. Because then what happens is you tend to mistreat them, resent them, so on and so forth. Because you didn't want them in the first place. When you should have just been honest about that and not had them. If in your heart you know, I don't have them. You are not less than because of that. You're not. This is to those that know in their hearts they don't want them. Now, if you do, if you're like, oh, I can't wait to start a fit, then great. That's good. That's the energy and attitude you should have if you do want them. But for people like Jasmine, it makes me sick that she sat there and brought all these kids into this world knowing darn well that this wasn't for her. She wasn't cut out to be a mom of 5. She wasn't. How do we know? Because it's the proof is in the pudding. Look how she does her kids. Look how she does those children. She should have stopped after 1. Tie them tubes, get IUD, plan beads, condom, practice self. Right, there's too many options out there. There's too many options. Way too many to find yourself time and time and time again in these situations. There's too many options. Too many to choose from. So there's no excuse. None. I came across, there's this guy who's in his like mid-20s, and he had went to get a vasectomy because he knew he didn't want no kids. And when I saw that, I thought to myself, wow, that was a very responsible thing to do. He's probably like 24 or 25, knew he did not want children, went and got a vasectomy. I was like, well, you don't see stuff like that. And I just thought to myself, wow, that was so responsible of him. Instead of him out there potentially knocking up a whole bunch of women, he did the right thing and said, let me take the necessary measures to make sure that doesn't happen because I don't want children. And she still want to go and try for baby 6 just to attempt to keep a man who told her countless times Exactly. Told her he wasn't ready for the first child they have. And when the conversation or the question came up about do you want more, he said no to that too, or at least not right now is how he'll answer that question. So for her to even let that come out her mouth that, oh, I want another 1 or 2 because she desperately wants to give him a daughter is ridiculous. He already told you he didn't want the first child, and you tricked him into that one. Just, I can't. Oh, she makes my brain hurt, y'all. And this is why I had to retire these people, because she makes my brain hurt. She makes my brain hurt. Time and time and time again, it is proven, has been proven, that don't no child keep a man, okay? That does not work. Once upon a time, back in the day, back in like grandmom's day, that was a thing, right? If a man got his girlfriend pregnant, he married her, period. Now, that marriage a lot of times was trash because it was initiated on I'm taking responsibility for my actions type thing, right? A lot of times. So it was like, I don't even really know if I want this woman, like her, or we like each other or whatever, but she's pregnant, so I'm going to step up and do the right thing and marry her. Gone are those days, guys. Nor should we even necessarily, look up to that, because a lot of people in those situations, their marriages were terrible, very abusive, very toxic, very everything, because it started out wrong. It started out as an obligation. So then what grew from that was resentment, right? that shouldn't be how we want it to be anyway. But I'm just saying, like, those days are dead and gone. Men are knocking up women left and right and leaving them in the dust. Ain't nobody marrying, a woman just because. Now, it still happens. There's quite a couple of my cousins who that's how their marriage started, was because out of pregnancy. So there are some that still do that. And one of them, are still married to this day, going on 20 years, and they did have a happy marriage. So it does work out also. But there's no such thing as trapping a man with babies no more. Like, no. Men out here these days are like purposely knocking up women and moving on. Like, it's a sport, it seems like. It just seems like it's a sport. How many baby mamas you got? How many baby mamas you got? How many kids you, like, it's a sport. It's a sport. It's a sport. So if you think you trapping some man with a child, come on, girl. Come on. Stop it. He already got a daughter and he ain't even a part. Exactly. But she swears her kid. Yeah. For whatever reason, she's made it up in her mind that her children are going to be the one to keep him grounded with her. Forget his track record. Forget the fact that he already got multiple children and isn't with the mother of those children, right? Well, that's because of the woman. That's her fault. She wasn't able to keep him in her mind. That woman wasn't good enough. She didn't do a good enough job. She wasn't this or she wasn't that. That was the fault of her, that she wasn't able to keep him. But I'm going to keep this man. Girl, you're not the only dummy out there. You are not the only dummy out there that men prey on women's desperation, right? Desperate women like her who are desperate to have a man. They prey on that. They see that and they tap into it because they're like hobo men, I'll say. Not real men, but hobo men. The ones that need a roof, that need somebody to take care of them. So then they see these weak women who are desperate to have a man. And oh yeah, they jump all on that. These hobo men like Chris and men like Zolo and all of them. Oh yes. Oh my goodness. They smell these desperate women from a mile away. And they do what's necessary to get their foot in the door. And once their foot is in that door, oh, they good. Now it's, well, whatever. Now I don't care. I'm in the door and I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to drive your car. I'm going to eat your food and your kids' food. I'm going to use up your Wi-Fi. I'm going to be all up in your bed, use your hot water. I'm not going to contribute much. And if I do contribute, it'll be only when I feel like it. So on and so forth. And they find themselves wrapped up in this toxic, desperate nonsense. Nonsense. Bum man, pacifier in the mouth. Yep, still sucking. Yes. Yes. They're little boys that are just looking to be taken care of by a woman. But it's like there are women, you don't got to trick these women or prey on the desperate ones. Like there are women out there, just like there are men out there who love to take care of a woman, type thing. Like specifically, like they want that, right? There are women out there older women it's usually an older woman who loves to take care. Zolo ended up striking gold with Donna. She loves taking care of him. Loves it. And he loves being taken care of. He struck gold. That's what he wanted with Liv. And she only did it for so long. She was only able to do it for so long because she too wanted to be taken care of. She wanted to, have a man that was going to spoil her and this, that, and the third. And that was never going to be Zolo because he was in no position to take care of himself, let alone a woman. Whole 30 and some change. Yeah. And it's like he's not a catch. He's not a catch. But he's something. He's a man. And for the sake of bragging on YouTube, like they have content babies, they got content boyfriends too. He was for content. He was for her to be able to come on here and be like, oh, I got a man. Period. He was for content. because she had every intentions of waiting for Phil out of jail. That was totally the plan. It was only because he broke up with her in jail. Like, how pitiful is that? But you know what? I'm not even. He's a projector. Yeah. And to brag about. Like, look, I got a man, y'all don't. Because that's what does she keep saying? How jealous everybody is, and blah, 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 blah. And the thing about that is, yes, that's all he has to offer. But sweetie, he's offering that to you and any and everybody else that he can. So don't eat that eggplant is dirty. Okay? Dirty. Because he's giving it out to whoever that wants it. So that's not even a flex. There's no flex in this. There's nothing you can flex on. But she still come on here flexing, trying to at least, but doesn't realize how embarrassing this whole situation is. Like, I'm embarrassed for her. I'm embarrassed for her. She doesn't have sense enough to be embarrassed. And it's just like, girl, embarrassing. Jeez, yes, you can keep it. Probably. Oh, see, Lily, now there go that corner again. That corner right over there, going to stand in it. No, she didn't say it. Probably stand. It probably stinks. Lily, go get in the corner, girl. Get in the corner. You're on timeout. Face the wall. Go ahead. I don't know if Lady Leo's still standing in that corner. She very well might be. Go on, stand right next to her. Timeout. Time out. I cannot. You crack me up. She said it probably stinks. Embarrassing. Cannot with you. Love it. But I mean, I'm gonna leave it on here for 2 hours. That's basically my input on the whole matter. Like, I'm gonna be sitting back watching just like everybody else to see if anything does come of Miss Liv and her recordings. And if it does, I'm sure it's not even gonna be nothing to surprise everybody, because no one's surprised at all from what she put out anyway. Like, if you're going to expose some stuff, I'm going to need you to expose something that isn't already been exposed. Like, what is that? Oh, yeah, she's going to stick beside him. Oh, yeah. He's going to have to leave her. She's not going to do what's right and leave him, since he does not mean her or her children good. She's not going to do it. She's not going to do it at all. Not at all. She does not want to lose that man. What she's going to do is continue to try to get pregnant by him. Not that that's going to change anything, but add another child to her plate for her to resent. That's all. That's the only thing that's going to do. And it's like, ma'am, you're neglecting enough children as it is. Like, don't add more. Like, you really, this isn't okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Like, those poor kids, my heart goes, I feel bad for them. My heart goes out to them. I don't know whatever is going to be done, if anything at all. The way it's going now, it don't seem like it, you know what I'm saying? But who knows, God is watching over everything. And I just hope the right person, is put in their life at the right time to make a difference. I don't want them to be put into the foster care system. I don't want them to be split up. I don't want any of that, because that will probably be an even worse situation for them. So if something's going to happen, I hope it's something that is going to be a better situation for them. And all we can do as people who are watching is pray for the best outcome for those children. That's it. Because nothing else seems to be being done, but we can just pray for the best outcome. Because it's not fair to them. They deserve better. My heart will just continue to go out to them. But I'm going to let y'all go, because I've been sitting here rambling on for 2 hours as it is. So I'm going to let y'all go. I may peek my toe in, you know, here and there, if depending what goes on, to give my opinion, because you know how I have opinions. So we'll see what happens. You know, I enjoy chatting with y'all. I do. It's always fun. So we'll see what happens. Gee, I love and enjoy this live chat so much. Oh, thank you, Lily. You need a freaking podcast, girl. I love how you come with the truth and you don't come on bashing nobody. You're a true, genuine soul. Cece. Oh, thank you, Lily. That was such a sweet comment. I appreciate that. Ah, you are too sweet. I appreciate you for catching me coming on. Ever since you've subscribed to my channel, you have just been a joy in the chat. I'm not sure everyone else been left by now, so it's just been us. But anyone watching the replay, you know, y'all know the drill. Drop comments, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff, and make sure your notifications are on so y'all can catch me whenever I come live. So thanks, Lily, and thanks whoever might still be in here. Keisha, my girl Keisha, and Lady Leo, and who else did come in here? It's been a while since anybody else commented. But BR dropped down. Who else? There was somebody else, but I don't see the name anymore. So everyone that did participate in the chat, I appreciate you guys. And I will catch you next time. Everyone have a good evening, and thanks for spending time with me. Until next time. Bye. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day, sis. I can't wait to catch the next live. I'm still here. Oh, Keish still there. Okay, Keish. I need to go ahead and get my work done too. I'm sitting like, girl, let me get this work done. All right, Keish, and Lily. So I'll catch y'all next time. Have a good night, y'all.